Jason Dachman here at Sports Video Group On Demand. I'm with Doug Johnson of Root Sports. Doug, Root was blessed with a heck of an NHL team this year in the Pittsburgh market, one of your primary markets. Tell me a little bit about what it was like to cover the Penguins this year and how Root tried to engage their fans as much as ever with such a solid team.
It was really an interesting year. It was a Jekyll and Hyde season. I mean, it started with, how many times do you have a team win a Stanley Cup after firing their coach midseason? Actually, the funny thing is the last time the Pens won the Cup in '09, they fired their coach midseason and won it with their AAA coach as well. So, I think that's the mode that they should go with every year now. But no, it's been a great year. I mean, in the beginning, we were talking about how do we handle a team and how do we cover a team that, the fans are kind of like, well, what's next? What have you done for me lately type? Because, with some unfortunate, early exits in the playoffs. And that quickly, we had to spin on a dime when they brought in Mike Sullivan and they went on a winning streak and we realized that they were playing and being, quite honestly, one of the hottest teams in the NHL the last 2 months of the season. We had to completely reverse kind of what we were doing in a good way to cover this team, and then obviously follow them, for us on the air through the first round of the playoffs. Was an amazing story. It really is, and we're looking forward to carrying it into next year. Next year is their 50th anniversary of their franchise, so what perfect timing to celebrate it, with another Stanley Cup. So, it's been a nice run this year. It's been an interesting run, and look forward to next year as well.
Sure. Plenty going on in the other Root Sports markets as well. New studio in Seattle, late last year, a new studio in Houston. Yep. Are you guys really trying to take your in-studio production to the next level? Is that kind of the philosophy behind these new studios, and maybe some highlights of those new facilities?
No, very much so. It started, 3 years ago with us in Pittsburgh, where we completely revamped our existing studio. A lot more technology, a lot more monitoring, touchscreen telestration, everything else in there, jib cameras, everything, and it really elevated our product for our road shows, which we host from our studios. That led to Denver building their studio out in the image of ours. And then when Houston came on board, kind of took it to the next level and really elevated. Houston and Seattle both probably have the biggest studio spaces of all Root Sports regions. So they had the ability to build those places out to not only have your host positions, but also have demo areas as well. So they kind of, took that to the next generation of studios for us that really allows them to really have some fun with their broadcast pre- and post-wise. Sure.
And we are now talking about AT&T Sports Networks. How has that transition gone?
AT&T Sports Networks,
I'm sorry, yes, of course. How has that transition gone? I know that the on-air product now has the AT&T brand on it and everything. Just a little bit from a production point of view, not necessarily back office, but from a production point of view, how has that transition gone as you become part of AT&T Networks?
So far, not too much on the production side. They've kind of looked at what we've done and been really happy with what we've done so far. So really haven't done much on the production side to change things for us. Not to say that's not going to change in the future, but being part of a company like AT&T, you can't turn on a sporting event without seeing the globe. You look at our lanyards that we're wearing today for our thing, it has AT&T on it. So they have a very heavy presence in sports, and it's an impressive one, from titling national championship games and everything else. So, it is an honor to be a part of such a company that really takes sports seriously and really loves to be a part of sports. It only means good things for us in the future.
Great. Well, Doug, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you joining us. Stay tuned for what Root Sports has for the rest of the baseball season and going into the fall hockey and basketball season. And stay tuned to sportsvideo.org on demand for more live coverage.